Hello up there. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a lovely mod on the Disco 3. As you can see, it's winter time, so I thought, why not retrofit a Discovery 4 heated steering wheel into the Disco 3. So here's what you'll need. Run VT. Firstly, you'll need a Discovery 4 or Range Rover Sport heated steering wheel, and you can see it must have this bit here. That's the heated switch, and just in there you can see the module. Now you need to get a steering wheel from pre-2005 really, because after that it's kind of done a bit differently, the wiring's a bit differently, there's different modules. So this is of a 2010, so it's ideal. So once you've got that, you'll also need a clock spring. This is a clock spring, and for those who don't know, the idea of a clock spring is it basically takes the electrical connections from the car, i.e. from this side, and then brings them out into the steering wheel from these wires here. And obviously you can't have fixed wires, because when you turn the steering wheel the wires will just break. So inside here there's a series of wires that go round and round and round, and as you can see when I turn it, this is me turning the wheel, okay, it all connects. Now if you've got a Discovery 4 you might have the correct clock spring, certainly on the later ones, but if you've got a Disco 3 you won't. And what you'll need to see is this connection here. This is a 2-pin connection, so that basically plugs into, on the steering wheel, basically it's that connector there, okay, and that runs down into the heated steering wheel module, which is under here. So you need to find 2 pins there and 2 pins there, and then you'll know. Okay, so you'll need one of those. Because this is a Discovery 4 wheel and I'm putting it into a Discovery 3, you'll notice that all the buttons are totally different, and this will not fit straight in. Okay, you need to do a bit of a mod. Now the only way to do that is to put new PCBs in here. Okay, so there's a guy on some of the Landrover forums and the Facebook groups who has designed his own PCBs, and these will fit in there like that. So I'll put the link to his advert on down below, and you can see this PCB has the extra one there. That's for the heated steering wheel. Okay, so you'll need these, and they're basically just sitting there. Okay, obviously you'll need to take this apart, and that's what I'm going to show you, how to install these PCBs. So that would be part 1. So once I've got all this up and running, and then part 2 of the video I'll show you how to retrofit it into the vehicle. Now obviously you need some power to power the cable from one side of the clock spring to a 12 volt source. So what I have here, to make it a lot easier, get into it, I have a pre-configured cable. So that's the end that goes into the clock spring, and this here is pre-configured to fit in between the cigarette lighter. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But of course, if you don't want to buy this, you can just pick up a 12 volt source from an ignition source that's enough ampage to drive the heated steering wheel. Tools wise, obviously we got to take this apart, and this is fitted with T20 Torx. Now you can see the holes here are very, very small, so you can't get a 3/8 drive or a socket in there with a Torx. So the only thing I found is something like this. I don't have a T20 one, which is really annoying. However, I've just tried to loosen it. This is a T15, and it does work. But I'd recommend to get a proper T20, but I just don't have one. You'll also obviously need to remove the airbag. I shall talk about that later when we come to do it, but you'll need a airbag removal tool like this. So you'll need one of them as well, and probably some screwdrivers, etc. I don't know. We'll find out a bit later on. But the first thing to do is to take these two switchbacks off. So turn the steering wheel over, and we are just going to, there's 4 screws, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just need to undo these, okay? There you go. T20 torques. So that's those 4 removed. So you turn the wheel back over, and then you should be able to just pull these up. And they're clipped in. Can't remember if they're clipped in though. There you go. There, you'll just see they're clipped in into there. You should just be able to pull that up like so. Do that to both sides. There. And then you just need to remove the connector on each one, which is just simply a little push like that. Just push that in. If you can get your hand on it, that is. Yeah, there you go, like that. Same on this side. Find it, there it is. And there's a second one on this one somewhere down there. That one just pulls out. Right, so we're finished with this for the time being. Right, so here's your 2 switch backs, left and right. Right, so now just have some small Phillips screws on each one. Just need to undo those. Come on. Undo that. Right, don't do what I just did. Okay, so once you've undone the screws, you just carefully need to take this off. Okay, and do it that way because there's little pins in here which are for the switches. Okay, you can see. So we don't need that part. Now there's 5 screws in that one. Next you just need to take off this protective rubber from the PCB. And then you just need to remove the PCB itself, and you'll see there's a little clip there. Just push that, and then you should be able to pull the PCB up. He says, there, like that. So as you can see, this one has the heated steering wheel on, so we need to remove this as well. So it's just 2 screws that hold. Okay, we should just be able to take this off. I'm into the unknown now. There. Just watch the little switch. So again, you've got these little rubber. Ooh. Little rubber plastic dowels for the switches, so just got to be careful you don't lose those. Right, that switch there. What we need to do now is that's whole module, right. So this whole module is replaced. So literally just pick that up, take the plastic cover off, you leave it that way then you know which way it's going, and you just literally pick it up, take it off its mounting, slide it through the hole, and there, you're off. Okay, so that's the old one. The new one is here. So it kind of goes like that. Okay. So slide that in there. And then you just mount, there's 2 little locating lugs on either side, and you just push it in there like that. There. Okay, and you can see it's clipped in there. And then you put your rubber back on. You know, you're good to go. And what we'll do actually, we'll put this back on, because it's a lot easier. Put that back on like that. If you do it that way, then nothing falls out. I'll just put the screws back in. And they're the same size screws as the others, so you don't have to worry about getting the wrong ones in. Okay, there you go. So next we need to mount the main PCB. Again, it has locating lugs there. You can see there's one there and one there. But you just have to make sure that these connectors, these connecting pins line up in the connector. Otherwise it's not going to work. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There you go, see. It just locates into the hole there. There you go. Boom. There. That's it. Put the rubber back on. And obviously only goes in one way. Like here. Okay, so make sure that's nice and flat, and then you can just mount the top on. And remember, don't tip this upside down because all this will fall out, so you're best off doing it this way, like that. And then just get to put the screws back in. Okay, that one's done. Right, second one. Exactly the same process, so I'm just going to put this on a time lapse. Right, so when you're done, you just need to put these back onto the steering wheel. On the steering wheel. So just locate the connectors that you removed earlier. So this one, the left hand one, has one connector. On my particular one has one connector. Yours may have more, so that clicks in there. And then you just need to locate okay, you'll hear a bit of a thud. Just check it's nice and flush fit in there. And then this one has two connectors, so don't forget this one here, which only goes one way. Reach it. Difficult. And then that one goes into, where is it? There. Okay. Again, just check this is all it in. Again, just check it's all nice and neat, and the switches are all okay, the cables are routed, and then just put the screws back in. There you go. So once you're done, just give it all a good check over, because you don't want to have to pull it out again. Check all the cables are still in place. Check nothing's moved. All looks good. So that's part one done. Right, so there's the wheel basically modified. So the next thing we need to do is to install it into the vehicle. So click above, part 2, coming soon. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it, and all my future Discovery 2 and 3 videos. See you on the next one.